Hello family and new viewers, welcome back to the channel. Sister Brianna, that's a picture on the screen, had an interesting yet symbolic dream about the rapture, and she explains how 3 US government officials were in a meeting before being rescued from impending doom. This video is not to fearmonger. Let me know if you had any similar dreams in the comments below.
Hey guys, long time no see. I have an incredible dream that the Lord gave me 2 days ago that I need to share with you. But first I want to say thank you so much for all of your prayers, everything that you guys have done for me over the last 2 weeks. It has been 2 of the hardest weeks of my life. I'm finally starting to feel better. But the Lord made it very clear, as you'll see at the end of this dream, that the enemy is coming for me and does not want this video to get posted. So whether it be difficult or it's choppy because I have to stop and pause and cough a bunch of times or whatever, I'm just going to post it because the Lord really wants this out. So let's get into it. So on February 20th, I took a nap and honestly have been struggling with anxiety really bad all day. And so I laid down, I took a nap, and I had this dream from the Lord. And then I woke up very briefly and felt like I should be writing the dream down, but I wanted to go back to sleep because I really haven't been feeling well. And as soon as I did, I had another dream from the Lord, okay? So I have my daughter's laptop here because the notes that I wrote down when I finally woke up the second time are on my phone. So I just emailed it to myself so I can read it to you. So forgive me for looking away, but I gotta share this with you guys. So let's get into it. It started out with 3 people being interviewed about 3 huge events that have happened in the US. Now, I only remember one of the events because I was not obedient and didn't get up the first time the Lord told me to and write it down. So the only event I remember that they specifically discussed that has already happened is 9/11. And again, there were 2 other events. It was like I could hear these people being interviewed, these 3 separate people, about these 3 separate events, okay? And as they were being interviewed, this vision of the White House was brought to my mind while I was hearing them being interviewed, okay? And I don't know who they were being interviewed by. Let's see. It was showing the White House while the 3 people were being interviewed about the events. And a voice said, after they were done speaking, you know, if this stuff is happening in the world, you can only imagine what is going on in the spiritual realm, okay? Then all of a sudden, me and thousands of people were in a grassy field. We knew the rapture was about to happen. We were all happy and laughing, but everything was blurred. I couldn't see things crisply. I don't know if that's a word. I couldn't just see things. It was all blurry, okay? All of a sudden, we heard Jesus speak. I couldn't see him, but I heard him. He said, "Are you guys ready to get wet?" Okay? I could tell in his voice he was smiling and very happy, even though I couldn't see him. Everyone was gasping and cheering and excited, knowing we were going to be raptured. I remember saying, yes, let's go. I'm trying not to tear up already. In my mind, in the dream, I thought that Jesus had asked if we were ready to get wet because we would be going up through the clouds. I looked and saw that it was just starting to sprinkle a little bit of rain. The rain was so beautiful and it was still sunny and so bright. I looked and all of a sudden myself and others around me began to levitate. But we didn't go up all the way as I had thought. But I looked around me and started to see incredible things. I saw horses running past me at lightning speed. There were white horses and their mane was on fire. But the fire on their mane was rainbow. So if you can imagine looking at a fire and all the ways that it moves and that you just know by its shape that it's fire, but it was rainbow. It wasn't like fire colored. And those were the white horses. Then there were also darker horses with mane that I cannot remember. My natural instinct is to say that their mane was also, it looked like fire, but it was either black or like fire looking, like you would normally see fire look like. But I don't remember for sure. Okay, and then in front of me, I could see incredible colors just flashing all around me, okay? They surrounded me. And in the dream, as well as my physical body that I am in right now, I know that's probably hard to comprehend. I could actually physically, in my body and in the dream, feel God's presence. It was so intense, I couldn't handle it. I wanted to see more, but it was becoming hard to keep my eyes open because of the intensity of God's presence. I squinted my eyes almost all the way shut in my dream, trying to look around still. And I asked the Lord to please make it stop. I couldn't handle it. And then instantly it stopped. And then I woke up briefly. And I didn't get up and write this down the first time, and I went back to sleep. And I started to dream of myself trying to record this video, trying to explain the dream/vision, but I was having so much trouble trying to record in the dream. So there's a lot to unpack there, guys. I have been praying and talking to other brothers and sisters that I'm really close to about interpretation. Obviously, the end part where I dream again about having the difficulty trying to get this out is the struggles I've had over the last 2 days. I've been wanting to make this video since I woke up and wrote it down, but I'm not going to get into all the things that I've been going through. It doesn't matter. I'm also not completely certain that the Lord wants me to get into the interpretation right now. I feel that I just really need to share this. I am not exactly sure what the Lord wants to do with it. It was very encouraging. It's like a dream I've never had from him before. Obviously, I've had rapture dreams before. And I've also had dreams that I've never talked about where I could feel that same thing of God's presence. Let me talk about that for a second while I still have some time. It was like a vibration, and I know people are like, oh, vibrations. It's not like that. I'm not saying it was like an energy, man, but it was. I could just feel him. And it was just like, you know, when you hit a metal triangle and it goes, zzz, it was like that. Through my physical body, I could feel it. And in the dream. And it wasn't, I couldn't handle it because we are still in this fleshly body. And that is part of the reason we get incorruptible bodies, not only so that we don't anymore, but because in our sinful fleshly state, we cannot be in the presence of God. And that is why Jesus had to die for us, to atone our sins so that we can be reconciled to God, so that we can be able to be in this perfected state and to be able to exist in his presence eternally. So I just urge you to just ponder on that, because I feel like there's so much to it. Just pray and fast and ask the Lord what he would have you to take from it. But it's incredible. So anyway, I love you guys. I'll see you soon.
I love you, Lord, for your mercy never failed me all my days.